go. There you go. Testing, testing. Perfect. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Happy after 420. Happy belated 420. I think that's the word, right? That's what you celebrate. But it's time to lock in, boys. If you celebrated too hard last night, you're still slumpy, you're still tired from the festivities. Lock the fuck in. That's all I gotta say. Lock in. Let me close this door real quick. Alright, so, I myself went to bed at like 3:30, almost 4 a.m. But I woke up at 7, washed my face, did my thing, went to the bathroom, worked out for a little bit, did a couple, trying to get some abs to show, man. The summer's coming. Summer's approaching. We gotta start getting our good body back, man. We've been on this computer for way too long, so worked out for a little bit, went outside, did a little sun bath, fucking just sat there, looked at the sun for like 15 minutes, not even like 10 minutes. Set the stream up, and here we are. So, did a basket of laundry, or laundry, did a basket of laundry. So let's get to this money, right? I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes again. I know Sunday. I know most of the time people aren't really gonna be as active as they should be, but it's all good. And if you know our schedule, you guys will know we'll be back tomorrow morning with the live trading session. And then again tomorrow at 7 p.m. and then every day Monday through Thursday, same time, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Friday is just the live trading session from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then these weekly classes every Sunday in the mornings. Don't really have a time. Could start at 9, could start at 10, could start at 11. Doesn't start after 11 unless told otherwise, but for the most part it's always from 8 to 11 a.m. That's the start time for the weekly market breakdown. So again, gonna give everybody a few minutes. I'm also gonna post this on Twitter, and then we're gonna go ahead and just get started. Link for the Discord as well will be in the chat if you guys are interested in joining. Two charts open. Let me close one. Too many tabs. I don't even know. Okay. Alright, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna be looking at the pairs that are gonna be in the red folder, which we're gonna add right now, right? So we know it's AUD USD, CHF JPY, EA, EU. We're gonna add GCAD GJ GU. So it's gonna be a little bit. I think it's gonna be 11 or 12 pairs in total. Because I want to go over to ADCH. Let me see. I'm gonna add the ones that we've been talking about in the Discord. That everybody's been posting. So Fo's been posting gold, which is normal. That's what we usually look at. So let's turn that on, right? Gold, Bitcoin, USD, CAD, US30, right? CAD CHF he's been looking at. So let's turn that on as well. Um, and AUD CHF. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 pairs in total. Okay. No problem. If there's any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just be going over the ones in the red folder. So let's start with AUDCHF. Do we have anything drawn out with this one first and foremost? I think this is the one that's in peak low territory, right? Waiting to see if price is going to give us another low. Or, right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We know that we're trading between this high and this low, right, in the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame, same thing, right? This low broke, gave us this high, this low. This low has been the one that's been testing. These highs are the ones above the 800, right? We have clean traffic all the way up to here. Here's where price stopped, right? If we break above these highs, we know price could go all the way to these highs over here, right? But we also know that again, this could just be lower high, lower low, right? Consolidation. All of this could be same part of consolidation, and this is a lower high, then continue to make a lower low, right? So this is one. We don't have these marked in the months, so we're just gonna go ahead and add that, right? So, right, what we want to see in the daily time frames is the Sunday market breakdown. I'm gonna take my time with the first couple pairs, right, and then we're gonna speed it up because I'm not gonna do this with every single pair because I don't want it to be a 2-hour live session. But you know, if it has to reach an hour, hour and a half, that's fine. Um, so let's just add the lines for this one real quick because I have to match. Damn, give me 1 second. I have to manually add my lines real quick. Hold on. Yo, why am I going so back for it? But hold on, yeah, I know what I was doing. Because I want to be able to see the lower highs too, where they stopped trending. Sorry, so what I'm adding right now is just my monthly lines, right? In the daily time frame, you want to see the chart in a monthly time frame. So this month, what did, March, what did March do? Right, February, what did February do? April, what did April do? Damn, I need to get some water. So I'm gonna add just January already because we're already 4 months in. Add February, March, April. Okay. sure. Then we have daily no nut, month of rise, 2 months of rise. So this month, right? This is counter rise. So we're not expecting it to give us a third month, but it did, right? But at this point, if we finish on a rise drop or a rise no net, I wouldn't categorize it as a rise no net rise drop. I just categorize it as whatever it does, since it's moving counter, right? It's against the trend, because we know that we still want to see price break. Let me go get water real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back, man, but I had to go get water. You're Garazi Muhammad. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Alright, so we left off, right? What we want to see now that we know that we're in peak low territory, right? We know we want to see price go a little bit lower. So again, we have 2 months where price was moving counter rise, right, against the trend, but we know that we're trading. Damn, we're trading between this high. Damn, I don't know what's going on. Like losing my voice in this bitch. Right, so we're trading between this high and this low. Right, so we really wanna, well, there's a daily timer. We're not gonna mess with it. We're not gonna mess with it right now. I'll watch the replay. Alright, but no problem, my brother. I actually can't continue session. Can you do EA ECGC? So EA, I have that on already. I got you. EuroCAD I don't have on. I'll turn on right now. And GCAD I have on as well. So you're good. I got you. I also added AUDCHF for cause I know Fo likes looking at that. And yeah, I think the other two I added because I know you liked. The only one I was missing was that last one. I got you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Of course, no problem, brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time as always. You know, we'll be here. Right, so what I want to look at is just the current trend, right? Where's our daily highs? Where's our daily lows? 4 hour highs, 4 hour lows, right? What you want to see is every time frame has to line up. So if we're downtrending in the daily time frame, which again we are, right? We want to know that we want to see that downtrend start happening in the 4 hour. So let's go to the 4 hour time frame now, right? What do we see? Same thing. We had lower lows that turned into lower highs that turned into lower lows. right? That then did a little, consolidation again, where we made a change of character higher high, and then we won again, change of character lower low, right? We're trading between this high, this low broke this high, this low broke this high, which gave us this low, this high. So we're trading between the same daily low, and the 4-hour lows are the exact same. So what I'm going to do is find the lowest point. The lowest point is the same over here. Last red candle before the push up, right? I'm going to use, right? We just want to be as accurate as possible. So when we zoom in here, what am I going to use, right? In my 4-hour box, I'm going to use the lowest red candle, the closure. So I'm going to use this red candle and then just the wick of this candle. And then here's what we start seeing. Oh shit. We start seeing how much more accurate these entries are. And if you're a swing trader, right, wanting to take the swing trade going long, right, to make a lower high, because again, you're trading between this broke here, so trading between this high and this low, right? What are you looking for? If you're a swing trader, you're just looking for a pullback, lower low into a lower high, right? Once you get into your lower high, you start seeing price turn around, you already know it's gonna go back down. So if you just, again, you're trading between these lows, right? Just look at how many times you got clean entries, right? With you're in the 4-hour time frame, so stop losses are gonna be a little higher, but it's still 17, 15 pip stop loss is not bad at all, right? Trading from these lows going back to the top, right? You already know you're in a consolidation. Price comes back down to the lows, same thing, right? Swing traders love this, right? So everything just has to align. So now that we know that price down here was consolidating, right? We know that we're trading between the same lows and the same highs. So up here is gonna be the last green candle. I think I said that backwards in the last one, huh? I'll check it now. Right, I'm gonna use the highest point, which is the wick, the red wick, and I'm gonna use the last green candle before the push, right? The highest green. I'm not gonna use this candle here. I don't like this, right? Because it's not really realistic, right? It doesn't have a top wick. It's not a strong green candle, so I'm gonna use this one here. I haven't marked it this. Right, let's go back. What was I saying about this one? I think I said the right one, right? The last red candle, yeah, the wick, and then the red. Okay. So now that we know that we're trading between this high and this low, again, we can see that at this point this is a strong high because there hasn't been another point where price turned around and went to these highs, right? So could price reach these highs? It could, but we want to see price break these highs first, which we did, right? We broke those highs, price came back down, right? So before we move on, let's add the weekly lines. Give me 1 second. Alright, my bad. I was responding to a text. So let's add the weekly launch real quick. Again, I'm not gonna do this with every single pair. All of them, all my pairs should be updated. Obviously, the ones that aren't updated are pretty much the ones that I don't trade often, which is this one. We're adding it now, so this is just gonna take a little bit so I could update the charts. No, it shouldn't take more than 10 more minutes. We're good. We're only 20 minutes in, right? This one is a Sunday candle at 21. So start of the week. Which is the weekly time frame, 4-hour time frame. Oh man, time frame, weekly separator, weekly separator, separator. Okay. This one was a week of rise. week no net. And this week finished on a drop. Okay. So we have no continuations. My bad. Alright, zooming into this a little bit more, I want to add this as I want to say that in the 4 hour time frame, we're not trading within the same highs. I want to say that we're trading between this break happened here. So I'm gonna move this, which is just the lines are gonna be a little just a bit more accurate. Watch, right? So we know that we're trading really between these lows here. So this is gonna be the last red candle before the push up, right? This is the candle. Boom, right? A lot more accurate. Right, swept the lows, triggered everybody's stop loss before going up, right? But again, if you know that you're trading between the same daily low and the daily and the 4 hour low, instead of putting your stop loss below the 4 hour, you'll put it below here, right? Again, trading going for these pullbacks, right? A lot more accurate for these entries. Um, and then I'd say that we're trading between this low, right? We have a little change of character that happened. We're trading between this low and this high. And then at these highs is the last red candle before, or green candle before the push up. This is the highest point, the wick, and I'm not going to use these small zones, I'll just use this entire zone here. Alright, so this is where price slowed down, right? The double top swept the highs before pushing down, right? Internal structure now, right? In the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher low, right? This is the break, which gave us this high, higher high, and same thing. I don't want to use this wick, right? This sweep of the highs. I don't want to say that this is the break, right? To then price giving us change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low, right? Because then we have lower high, lower low to the where we're at here at the bottom, right? But that same thing, this move from Friday, I don't want to count this as a move either, right? I really don't want to count this as a move, but it seems like we might have to, right? And if that's the case, I don't believe there's what I like about it and what I don't like about it, right? What I like about it is Friday gave us, we already know this is an imbalance move, right? On MT4 or on other brokers in the past, what I've noticed is these imbalances wouldn't show as candles, they would show as gaps in the market, right? And then later on, as I started using TradingView and learning a little bit about other people who use TradingView, right? That's when we figured out, oh shit, these imbalances are very, very similar, if not the same thing as what we used to see as gaps in the market, right? Because if you notice, we have if we use a horizontal line, right, we look at gaps, right? But I have this set for US 30 now because US 30 is really the only pair on TradingView that I've noticed that still uses gaps. So every other pair just uses imbalanced candles. So with that being said, I don't want to say that this is the complete move for right in the internal time frame. I don't want to say that this is the move going down. What I want to say is we're still trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And this is where price went down and gave us this change of character to the bottom side, right? So this is to trap all the traders thinking price is going to go down still and price is going to start pulling back. So that's the way that I see AUDCHF right now. I still believe that yes, price is going to have to go down to give us a new low, but I think price is going to give us a steeper pullback before making that decision. Let's see. Right, because I would like to see. I like how this structure looks going down. Right, from the top to the bottom. First push, second push, third push at the lows. Right at the lows, it gives us double bottom. Right, if it gives us a nice double bottom cut to go to the top, it would be nice too. But for us to start looking for price to continue to go up, I first need to see price break above the 800 EMA in the daily time frame to feel comfortable taking these trades to continue. So AUDCHF is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. So let's update now the 30-minute time frame, and then we'll go ahead and go on with the other pairs. So we have a day of drop here. We have a day of rise here. This is a no nut. This should be a day of drop. So no continuations. And again, if we draw this up the way that I'm talking about, right, that would mean that we're now trading between the highest point in the market up here, right, in the 30-minute time frame, right, and the low down here is the last red candle before the push up. Hold on, guys, give me 1 second. All right, my bad. I'm back now. Um, so yeah, so in AU, right, we know we're still looking for another push overall down, but at this point, we know we could be expecting a little pullback to happen. So let's see. Let's see what price wants to do. At this point, you guys know me. I don't really trade Mondays like that, but if there is good structure and we could trade it, then we'll go ahead and trade it. At this point, we could still see lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Waiting to see is this where price is gonna give us this lower high and it's gonna, yo, I don't know what's wrong with that bird, but the guy's going crazy, right? To continue the push down, or is price gonna, continue the push up here? This is pretty much what we gotta wait for. What's good, Mohammed? You back? It's good to have you. But again, guys, we're not gonna go so in detail with every single pair, right? I just wanted to do it with one pair so you guys could see actually like internally what it is that we're looking at, why we're looking at it, right? And then we'll go on from there. But if you guys have any questions at any point, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know as well. For the most part, we know that pretty much every single pair reacted the same way. Some of them didn't melt, some of them went up, but all of them pretty much did the same move with the imbalanced candles. So it is what it is, but it's pretty much all going to be the same breakdown, right? We're going to go to the daily time frame, change the lines if we have to, go to the 4 hour, right? Vice versa. So AU, we got 2 weeks of drop, right? This is perfect, right? Because at this point, we know we have a drop, new low, right? That new low is going to be down here, and we got a little pullback at the end of the week. So we could be expecting a nice push back to the bottom before we start going up if we got a nice pullback. It's not gonna be a high though, there we go. Right, so we could even see how in the 4 hour all of that is just a gap, or all of it is just a wick, right? So again, we're gonna go to the 4 hour time frame. We know that the reason I'm not gonna add this box all the way to the bottom also is if we just add it to a line chart, that's not real, right? It's not, all of that data is not really there. So again, I'm just gonna keep it like this, but we understand too that we have 2 weeks to drop. Could we get here at the bottom of the zone is tricky, right? Because at the bottom of the zones, we don't want to get faked out. But this imbalance, right? We could assume that price is gonna want to cover some of this before going back up, right? Or we'll just be looking for price to break below these lows, right? Well, let's do this first, right? Let's start from the top to the bottom, right? We know price need to break these lows first to continue the push to the bottom, right? And then the highs that we want to see being broken now are going to be these highs. Or we could still say is these, because this is where price respected, it still didn't break, but we'll just add the highest point in the market. Um, it looks weird on the bigger time frames. Hold on, wait, what are you talking about? I did time separate manually, but so hectic. But I'm done with it. It looks weird on the bigger time frames. Yeah, no, it's like if we go real quick to the daily time frame, right? Just make sure that it's on the right box. I know even if there'll be some charts like on the 4 hour. I don't like how the grid shows in the 4 hour, but then if I turn that off, my 30 minutes won't show up. So that for me, that's why it feels hectic because there's just too many lines. But once you just kind of get used to it and it is what it is. The 4 hour, and I don't really use the 4 hour like that. I really only use it to look for the continuation. So it's not something that bothers me. As long as my 30 minute is clean and I don't have too many lines and shit, I could do without it. Um so again, right? So we had 2 days of drop, and then at this point, I don't want to say that this is 2 days of drop yet. I want to wait until market opens for this one, because as it's just super close to where price opened last week, on Friday. So it could be a no net. So at this point, you know, I'm not gonna update this one yet. We're gonna wait till market opens tonight to do this one. And we know that we're trading between this high here The last green candle before the push down. Last red candle before the push up. Let's keep going. CHF again. If you guys have any, oh man, this is one I'm not gonna add. I'm not gonna do the same thing I did with ADCHF. This one is pretty much same thing, right? We're in peak low, but we are in the lowest point at this point. We're still trading between lower low, lower high, lower low. It's going into the 4 hour. All right, we had break, break. This is where price went right back down. So price broke here. The pullback that we could be expecting is the last red candles before the push up. So we're gonna add a little box from here to here. Last green before the push down. Right? 30-minute now. Right, we can see that price came down to it was the same thing. CAD CHF. What am I looking for in CAD CHF? Just so we could be clear on it, right? We're waiting to see if price is gonna do lower low, lower high, and continue to go down and make lower lows, or is this where price is doing higher high in the internal time frame, higher high, higher low, higher high? This is the higher low, right? To continue the push to the top side. So right now we're just waiting to see, and if we go to the 4 hour time frame, we can see that. Right, lower low, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Waiting to see, okay, is this, you see how when we go to the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame, it's like it's telling us two different stories. Right, these are the pairs that we try to kind of just stay away from until price starts to clear up a little bit more. Right, because if the daily time frame is still telling us lower low, lower high, and the 4 hour, or vice versa, right, and the 4 hour is showing higher highs, higher lows, what direction are we trading? Right? What does that mean? Somebody's gonna get faked out. This is where a lot of people take trades, their price hits their stop loss, and then price goes their way. And then they're like, oh, the market makers. No, you're just not, you can't see that you're in a zone where price is just gonna trap you. Right? And then now in the 30-minute time frame is pretty much the same thing. Right? We had higher high, higher low. You know, one could argue and say that this was all part of the same trend, right? And say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high. Or we know we could say higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? Again, we could argue and say that this was all part of the same trend and say that this is a change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? To then lower low. So there's just there's way too many imbalances on this pair right now for me to feel comfortable saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go up or we're gonna go down. Because if we just zoom in a little bit, right, we have an imbalance here on the top left that price never filled, right? We have the imbalance here that was never filled. We have another imbalance here that was almost filled with this lower high, but it's stopped by the 800 EMA. And then we have the imbalances that were created on Friday going down. So, you know, at this point, the easiest way to look at this is like, okay, cool. You know, we have these highs up here. That's right on the 800 EMA. And if we break these highs, we know that we have clean traffic to clear this imbalance here. Once we reach these highs up here, what do we have again? Clean traffic to cover this imbalance up here. Right? But on the other hand, we have these lows down here, right? Where if price breaks these lows, we have clean imbalance here to the bottom. Right? And the same thing if we break these lows all the way back to the bottom. So this is just a game of ping pong, right? Who could we trap going short? Who could we trap going long? So these are the kind of the pairs that I kind of try to steer away from until we start trading in a direction where we could catch trends instead of being in a little consolidating zone. Alright, so we have a day of rise here. Yo, these cats are going crazy right now. I'm sorry. And again, same thing as the other pair. You know, we could say this one's gonna be a no net. This was a no net for sure. This is a day of drop. Okay. So we have no continuations on any of the time frames. So at this point again, we just gotta be patient and wait it out. Watched the fight yesterday? Yeah. Um yeah, I watched it. Um CHFJPY is another one that I've been saying that I'm not really gonna watch either, so I'm just gonna skim through this, and the reason why we're in peak high territory. Right? This is where price is gonna make a decision. Are we gonna start trending down, or are we gonna continue the trend up? Right? We know that we're trading lower low, lower high in the 4 hour time frame, lower low, rejected these lows, started the push up. Right? On the push up, went to the top, rejected the highs, through a exhaustion candle, right? And then started to push down, which is where we're at right now. So, not only that, we have an engulfing red candle, right? We have green, green, red. I didn't even catch this, right? I haven't been looking at this. Right? This is where price started going down. So at this point, we have a week of rise. Then on the 30-minute time frame, let's see, we have a few 2 3 weeks that we haven't updated this chart. We have day of rise, 2 days of rise on the third day. It gave us a rise no net. We know we're in peak high territory, so could we be expecting a 4th day variation? We could have, right? What did it give us on the 4th day? It gave us another no net, right? And then on Friday, it gave us a day of rise with an exhaustion candle. After the exhaustion candle, right, it gave us a red, red, green here, right? But it's not a valid engulfing because we have the wick is on both sides are pretty long, right? This isn't a strong red candle, right? This is what you would call just a weak candle, right? Comparing it to, for example, if we could see one in the 30-minute, let's see. Do we have any? Okay, down here, comparing it to this engulfing, right? We have red, red, strong red candles, right? Green candles straight to the top, right? Then we have the retest to continue. All right, same thing with this one. Right? So at this point, even in the 30-minute, we could still see we had higher high, higher low, higher higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We still know that we're trading between these highs here, and I'm not gonna use that long wick. I'm gonna just use this green candle. Let me use it like this. Again, rejected the highs, threw an engulfing 4 hour candle, gave a nice retest, um, and these lows down here. So let's see. CHFJPY is looking good. Didn't expect it, to be honest. I was saying that Ryan was gonna win, so I wasn't really surprised, to be honest with you. So Euro AUD, we are in V2. We're at the top of consolidation, not the best place, but it's all good. At least we know we're in an uptrend. Weekly time frame. Let's add our weekly lines real quick. 21, Sunday 21. Just gonna add it for a few weeks so we don't have to do this every single week. Okay. We have a week of rise, no continuations, but it's a good direction. We know that we're still trading in the zone of consolidation, but again, we're at the top of it now, so again, we could argue that. Nah, this one's pretty straightforward. High and the low is the same as the daily high and the daily low. Okay. But internally, right, we can see that we're still trading right between these highs and these lows in the 4-hour time frame. We threw a rejection candle to the top, right, which is a weak sign. All right. Euro CAD daily time frame. V1, we're at the top of consolidation. Still trading between this daily high and the daily low. No continuations in the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame, again, we know that internally we're trading between this low and this high. Right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. These highs over here broke, right? Didn't really break, but we can still see that we're in the zone of consolidation, right? But to condense the time frames, right, we're just gonna say we're trading between these highs and these lows, right? So if we zoom in, right, we know that we're just consolidating these highs and these lows is where price has been moving sideways. Let's add these weekly lines again, guys. I'm sorry. Right, so we know we have right prices finishing pretty close, right? Just literally 7 pips. So I want to say it's a no net, so we're just gonna add a no net. If we have to update it throughout the week, we will. But right now we don't have a continuation. Right, 30-minute lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high change of character. We're trading between this low and this high, and again same thing, pretty close to the opening candle. So I don't even want to mark this as a drop until we could just leave this one alone at this point. Just update it tonight, going into tomorrow. At this point, I'm not expecting price to. Oh shit. Wow, whatever. Um, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. At this point, we can see that we're still, yeah, we have a change of character, but it was a break of structure, right? 800 EMA looks like it's being respected. So, could we still be trading in a downtrend with this one? We could be. So at this point, I just want to wait it out. What I'll wait for at this point is if price breaks below these lows, then we know we'll want to reach the 30-minute lows. Right? Once we get down here, price will make a decision on whether or not it wants to respect or if it wants to break. And the highs that we'll take a look at are going to be right. The highs here are tricky, right? These are going to be the 800 EMA. So if price could continue, right? Monday is definitely not going to be a day I'll be looking at EuroCAD, right? If price could somehow break above these highs, above the 800 EMA, we know we have clean traffic, right? Left hand side to the top. So let's see. And if not, then we know this is where price is gonna make a decision at these lows. So either or could happen. We'll just have to wait it out and see what price wants to do. EU going to the daily time frame. Overall market makers pattern, we're in V1, right? We're at the bottom of consolidation. This is gonna be our safety trade. So we're gonna have to start getting ready here to trade to start trading EU. Right? We also know that in the daily time frame we have an engulfing candle. In the 4-hour time frame, nope, we just have it in the daily, right? Daily time frame, red, red, green engulfing, price came down, retested the zone, which was with the news, right? Again, and this is where we start condensing, right? When we go to the daily time frame, we saw that engulfing. We go to the 4-hour, okay, cool. We also know that we're trading between, right, the 4-hour lows and the 4-hour highs. Oh man, something moved. Right? We had these breaks, which gave us this high, and then whatever low that was set. At this point, we knew that we have the last red candle before the push up, right? This is the zones that we're trading. No. Right? So then let's update. We have a week of drop, counter drop. This week, week of no net, so no continuations. Right? So now that we know that we had that 4-hour low, right? If we go down to Friday, we knew that we could have had a very aggressive entry on Friday, but this entry happened at 10:11 p.m. right? At this point, I'm not on my charts, so this isn't a trade that I would have taken just based on the time. But let's say something like this were to happen during NY session, this would have been a very, very good trade here, right? And the 30-minute lows, right? We just know that we're trading still between this low and this high up here, which at this point is very. We'll put it like this for now. Alright, let's update our 4-hour candle. Our 4-hour candle opened up bearish. They finished on a day of rise. So also the engulfing candle, right? We had the engulfing up to the top, a little more of a retest. Could have had another aggressive entry here at 2 a.m. Right? So, for Asia session traders, man, the Asia session was beautiful for EU. Not only did it go into our engulfing, it went to our 4-hour lows. This would have been an aggressive trade to get into, right? The aggressive entry. Then the price went back up above the engulfing, right? This was the test, right? We're looking for the next green candle to close above the wick, which we did here, right? Right, we did with this candle. We're looking for the retest back into the zone, right? Which we got the retest back into the zone here. Have this entry here as well as these aggressive ones. This is going to be a very interesting pair to take a look at. Again, especially now that we know we're in the safety trade. I'm upset that I missed this because, if you've been in our Discord, you've been seeing how many. We've been looking at EU. I've been looking at EU, and I've had this zone marked for fucking months. But seeing the calls work out is also just extra confirmation that we know what we're looking at. So EU is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on, for sure. Right? We're still, again, keep an eye on the fact that we're still lower lows and lower highs. Right? We still don't have a nice change of character. So could price still turn around? Yes. Could we still turn around and go back to these lows? Absolutely. So still just want to be patient a little bit more and wait for these breakup structures to happen. Right? If we start seeing price, starting to go back down, then we know that we're still missing one more zone. And again, we're in the middle of a war. As much as price moved on Friday just based off that one news that came out, we know things are gonna slow down here for a few more weeks. Right? We already got news on that. So, does that mean that price are gonna start going back up before shit starts getting ugly and it wants to go right back down? Who knows? Right? We'll see what happens, but as long as we follow market structure, we'll be fine. Right? Get in, get out, do a little bit of day trading, right? Don't be trying to hold trade for couple weeks, couple months, right? I wouldn't really recommend that in these market conditions. right? So that's my little 2 cents in that. So GCAD again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, we're already pretty much an hour into this. We're only missing a few more pairs, right? We're missing GJ, GU, US30, USD CAD, Gold, and Bitcoin. But if you guys have any questions, anything you guys need me to explain again, let me know. If not, then again, we're gonna speed this up a little bit. So GCAD V1 top of consolidation, not the best place to look for a trade. I'm not gonna add the daily boxes to that, but weekly we have a week of counter drop. This week gave us 2 weeks of drop, right? So 30-minute time frame, we have 3 days of drop. We know that we're trading, right? Low, lower, high, lower, low, boom, change of character, higher, high, right? Lows broke here, high and low, right? The lows aren't set yet. We're still trading between these highs. So GCAD right now, nothing to go on. We have the imbalances, but we don't have a high that's set. I mean, we can mark this one here, but we have no lows that are set yet. Price is still just melting down. So GJ daily time frame, we're in the peak high territory. So this one is just based on market structure, right? We have 3 months of rise on a third month rise no net. Could we be expecting that fourth month high, right? Something we could still be expecting to happen. Could this just be the pullback like we were talking about at the top of the zone? It could be to go back down and give us a pullback to cover the imbalance and the candles that we had. Could be that. We have green, green, red, red engulfing. Did we get a little retest? We didn't. So let's update real quick. First thing I want to do is start deleting all these highlights real quick. Alright, so we know that we're trading between this 4-hour high, these 4-hour lows, and we have a week of no net. Right? 30-minute, trading between these highs and these lows. Highs were rejected, lows were rejected. 4-hour candle opened up red, gave us a day of drop. And again, pretty much same thing as the other pair. I don't have any comfortable spots to put any lines. But if we want to be, this is gonna be a nice spot here. Price could come back up and give us a nice retest. I believe that we could have a nice entry here to go short. We'll see. GU, I don't want to see price go opposite, right? Start going up. So we were at the top of consolidation. The top of consolidation, we know we're trading between this high and this daily low. We had 4 months where price was just moving sideways, all good. In the 4-hour, we could see that we had an internal consolidation, right? Price just moving sideways, and we finally had price start breaking down, which is where we're at now with this weekly low. We had a week of drop last week. This past week, 2 weeks of drop, right? This is 2 weeks of counter, right? Moving against the trends. We know we had lower low. Well, zoom out one more time, right? These lows broke here, gave us this high. These lows, none of these are set lows yet, right? So at this point, I'm not marking it as lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. No, I'm gonna wait to see what price wants to do, right? Once price gives us a set low, that's when we're gonna start looking to trade going long. Right here in the 4-hour, we could see that price gave us an engulfing candle. In the 1-hour time frame, we also got an engulfing candle going short. In the 30-minute time frame, nothing, right? So what I want to start using here in the 4-hour time frame, right? The 4-hour time frame is a lot stronger, right? What I want to do is, if price, right? This is a big zone, and we'll look at it now in the 30-minute time frame. right? If price breaks above the zone, missing 11 pips from a no net. Yeah, exact. GJ week of no net. Let's go back to that. My bad. Or am I wrong? Let's see. Hold on, my bad. GJ week of no net. Yep, GJ's right on it. Um, so GU, right? Since we know this is where we kind of want to start seeing price turn around, the only place that we have for GJ to start turning around or GU to start turning around, if price could break above this 4-hour zone and we retest off of it, that's what I want to see. Right. Until then, we're not going to be trading this. Again, we don't trade counter. We don't trade against the trend. So, well, at least I don't. That's my rules. You guys could follow if you guys would want. We have 2 days of counter drop, low, lower, high, lower, low. Price broke, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So last green candle before the push, and again these lows will mark this on Monday. We have no lows that are set yet, so still gotta wait. US 30, 30, 30. Right, so again, US 30 is the only pair where you'll see me going into the 1 minute, looking at 1 minute time frame gaps. Right, no other pair I'm gonna be doing that in. Just for US 30. So I'm gonna look for these gaps real quick. It's gonna let us know this is where price is gonna want to start coming back up. This is where price is gonna turn around to. We know at one point price is gonna have to come back to this zone, and that's what we're gonna wait for, right? And I love that they're giving us gaps at the lows of the 4-hour lows, the 30-minute lows. But we'll go through it now. Let me just add these 1-minute gaps real quick. Right, so we had a gap here. Price came down, filled it before going up, went up, up, up. Strong candles, started consolidating. Right, went up, gave us a gap here, filled it, and then here at the top side, boom, we have a gap here. Price went up, left the gap, went down, left the gap, went up, filled the gap at the bottom, left this gap, filled it, went up, filled this gap. Right, when it started going up here, left the gap here. I started going up, opened with a gap, went down, filled it, went up, filled it. Alright, boom, consolidation. Once we started consolidating, hold on, I want to make sure I'm adding the right lines. Sorry, guys. Okay. Pretty much where we're at now. So then we left the gap here. Price did not fill this gap up, went to the top. At the top, we have strong candles going down. Perfect. Okay, so we know that at this point, at the end of the day, we didn't leave any gaps at the top, but we have gaps at the bottom. So what does this mean for us, right? So let's start going again to the daily time frame, going back down. So daily time frame, we have no market makers pattern. We know we're in peak high territory, right? So let's go back to the 4-hour. We know that we're trading between higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, again, we knew that we had this double top, but I was saying I don't like how this double top is met with a gap, and I don't like that we don't have a clean breakout structure. So I wasn't looking at this as higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I'm still looking at this as higher high, higher low, higher high. This is where price gave us a change of character, lower low, right? And all of this is part of the same trend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So I'm looking at this as just a change of character, and we're trading between this low, right? I'm not saying that we're trading between this high and this low, right? Even though I would like to, because this is where price went to the 800 EMA, which we were expecting, right? And at this point, if price breaks below this zone here, we know it's going to continue to go down. But if price now breaks above, right, we start breaking above these little lower highs, right? If we break these highs, we know price is going to go up to these highs. If we break these highs, we know it's going to come up to these highs, right? If we break these highs, again, we have clean traffic up until we get to these highs. If we break these highs, we know price is going to have clean traffic again up until we get to these highs. We break here, again, clean traffic all the way back to the top. right? And all of these moves are met by gaps that were left in the market that we know price is going to have to come up. So the way I'm looking at this is like so many people are trying to go short when the market hasn't even flipped yet, right? Daily time frame, we're still higher high and higher low, right? Daily time frame, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. None of this is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low in the daily time frame. That's all part of the same trend. So this could just be a pullback to continue to push to the top side, right? So, is this where they're gonna fake traders out? It could be, right? And we know we have 2 weeks of drop this week. What did it give us? It gave us a third week drop, right? Let's add a couple of lines here for the weekly time frame, right? Sunday, 18. Oh man, I don't. Yeah, 18. It's 6 p.m. Yeah, yeah. So okay. 'Cause that's the time US 30 starts. 6:18. Perfect. Okay. All right, we have 2 weeks of drop. This week being the third week, gave us a new week, right? And it's counter. So I wouldn't be looking at this as a drop no net. I'd just be looking at this as a no net. Because it's again going against the trend. We're in peak high territory. So we'll just have to wait it out. We'll have to wait it out and see what price wants to do. At this point, we know that the market has a reset, right? That no net is a reset of the trend. So at this point, right, it's just going to be now in the 30-minute time frame. We still know we're lower low, lower high, lower low. I'm not going to count this as a break because it was just a wick, but we know that we're still trading between this high and this low. So there's two things that I'm looking at with this pair as well, right? We have an engulfing green candle here in the 30-minute time frame, but I don't like it, right? I don't like that the first red candle, right? The wick is just in the middle of the candle, right? If it was a stronger red candle where we had more of a body at the bottom of this wick, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable calling this a strong engulfing candle. And the fact that price already was tapping this so many times and we're still kind of in this little indecisive area at the top of the zone, at the top of a 30-minute high, at the top of a, this little 4-hour zone that we have here as well, is not really a comfortable spot where we could say, oh, this is where price is going to retest and go up, right? Looking at this now that we know we have these gaps at the bottom, right at this point, what I'd be looking for is what we were looking for on the other pair, just inverted, right? I want to see price break these lows and retest, right, to then go lower, right? Could price come back down to these lows, cover this gap, and then go up? Could price just cover these gaps here and then go up? It could, right? So at this point, right, I'm going to keep these same highs. I want to see price break these highs to continue to go up, and then the lows are just going to be these lows down here. USD CAD daily time frame V2, I believe, right? V2. We're at the top of consolidation. So again, not the best place to look for trades to continue to go up, but we'll see what price wants to do. Is price going to respect these highs again, continue to go down the same way we did the last couple of times, or is this where price is finally going to break and to continue to push to the top side? Right, at this point, we're not going to add anything in the daily time frame. In the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, we have a rise drop. Gave us a fourth week variation, gave us a week of rise. Last week gave us a second week of rise. This week gave us another week of rise, right? And I don't want to say rise drop yet or rise. Oh, actually, no, there's a wick. Right? Is there a wick? Let's delete this for now. No, there's no wick. So it's only 8 pips out. Could this be a rise no net still and reset the trend again and continue to push to the top side? Could be. Right? Could this be a drop as well and just finish on a week of drop instead? It could. We gotta continue both on weekly and daily for GU going counter, right? No, just on the 4-hour. In the daily time frame, we just broke below what the zone of consolidation was, right? In the 4-hour, we have the 2 weeks of drop. We'll keep USD CAD like that for now. And then in the 30-minute time frame, we have a day of drop. Lower low, lower high, lower low. We're trading between this high and this low. Gold. So gold is also one, I think Fo in our chat, right? He has a different outlook than what I have. Now which one is right and which one is wrong? That's what we have to just wait and see for, right? He has this as he's looking at this going long, right? Which isn't bad because we're still seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, right? So we're obviously still making higher highs and higher lows. But if we just zoom in a little bit, just here in the 30-minute, we can see that this is where price is also just consolidating, right? So in the higher time frames, we have an engulfing candle. We have an engulfing candle here too going short. Price also, price came up, retested the engulfing, and then started drifting away from it. Which is what makes me believe this is where price is going to start turning around and we're going to start going back down again for gold. But at the same time, you know, still making higher highs and higher lows and everything going on with all the news as well. We're just in a place where it wouldn't make sense for this to start going down the way I'm looking at it. So again, gold is one that I'm gonna be looking at very specifically. Again, I'm not gonna go overboard with it. If structure shows up, it shows up, right? If not, then we just won't have any trades on this. But at this point, if price breaks above these highs and breaks above obviously the engulfing, then we know we have a clean, break retest to continue this push to the top side. And then at this point, I don't have a nice low to add, so we'll just keep it here. And see what price does. I mean, 30 minutes, 2 days of drop. Let's see. You're talking about GU. Um, yeah. So GU we have 2 days of drop, but the second day, price is already here at the low. So I'm not, and this is going counter. Yeah. Um, 2 days of drop, daily 4 months of no net. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So the weekly and the 30-minute show up pretty much similar, right? We're with 2 weeks of drop, but the third week we're already at the low, right? So we already made the new low. On the 2 days of drop again, we don't have a drop pullback to be this is gonna be given a new low here. You know what I mean? Um, so GU and is going counter, right? Anything else we could see? That's pretty much it for now. It's pretty much just a waiting game for GU, but I would be expecting this to start going up soon here. Yeah, guys. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, then we'll be done for today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for the live trading session, and then again at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the isolation session. Um, and again, you guys could join the Discord, ask questions, request a one-on-one, everything for free, everything we do here. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys join the Discord. You could also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, right? Stay active, and that'll pretty much be it. I'll give you guys a few minutes here in the chat. Let me know if you guys need anything else, anything you guys need me to explain. If not, we'll be done. I would also want to. No, I think that's it. Just looking at the Discord real quick to see if anybody else wanted to see anything, but I think we're good. Alright, guys. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow, 6 a.m.